Finally tonight, our person of the week. He is someone who built a career talking about other people's work. And in the process, he built an empire of his own. For a boy who always wanted to be famous, his voice has done the trick.
When somebody says, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm not a radio personality, I'm a disc jockey. And I play records. I play music for people to hear from 8 to 80.
Even if you can't quite place the face, everyone knows the voice. Casey Kasem, every weekend counting down the American Top 40.
Our countdown of the 40 most popular songs in America begins in a moment.
Kasem's run as host of American Top 40 began 34 years ago. It ends this weekend.
The #1 song in the USA on
What Dick Clark was to TV pop music, Kasem has been to radio. He originated the countdown format, even though his boss wanted something different.
I said, what would you like me to do? He says, talk about the stars, their records, their songs, the musicians, and so on. He said, when do I start that? We said, well, why don't you consider starting it tonight? Tonight?
Kasem's countdown has always included biographical details, little tidbits about the musicians, and that began sort of by accident.
Wedged in the door of the studio was a big trash barrel, and on top of all of it was who's who in pop music. I looked at those little thumbnail sketches, and I was on my way to doing what I'm doing today, counting them down.
350 radio stations, millions of listeners, and over the years, thousands of long-distance dedications.
I Still Believe by Mariah Carey, a long-distance dedication from Patty to Roger.
You're a bit of a voyeur. You're hearing something that someone else is experiencing, and usually it's highly emotional, and the more emotional they become, the more tears come to the eyes of the listener and to the guy who delivers the letter.
It was a dream come true. Casey, could you please play Circle of Life?
When I do the letters, sometimes it takes me 3, 4, 5 times to read them until we get them exactly right. Every letter has its own feel, and none of them are just by rote.
Spinning records was never what young Casey Kasem, son of Lebanese immigrants, intended as a career.
I didn't want to be a disc jockey. I wanted to be a baseball player and an actor, but not a disc jockey.
But with that voice, no wonder he gravitated to radio. At his Detroit high school, Kasem started his own radio sports show. As a college student, he worked as a character actor on the Lone Ranger radio show. And even in the Army, in Korea, he worked for Armed Forces Radio.
Billboard's #1.
34 years ago, his first show, Three Dog Night, Mama Told Me Not to Come, was #1. This week, it's Hey Ya by Outkast.
Don't try to fight the feeling.
Ah, how music has changed. Kasem doesn't retire fully. Since 1969, on TV no less, he's been the voice of Scooby-Doo's faithful sidekick Shaggy.
Like, wow, my favorite.
That continues, and he'll still do a countdown with a smaller audience, fewer stations, and instead of 40, just 20 contemporary adult hits.
I'm Casey Kasem on American Top 20.
Half as many songs to count down. Well, you have to make some concessions to age.
Rather than feeling sad about leaving American Top 40, I feel that there's a challenge ahead of me. I'm happy doing what I'm going to be doing, and I'm happy having done what I did.
And so we choose Casey Kasem. It's a safe bet that a couple of generations of people can recall getting their driver's license, borrowing the family car, rolling down the windows, and tuning into Kasem's American Top 40, wondering this week which song will be #1. That is our report on World News Tonight. I'm Charles Gibson. Have a good weekend, and for all of us at ABC News, good night.